test to identify what the pain source is and what the actual injury is. Then we'll use some modalities like heat and electric stimulation to reduce their pain and muscle spasms. And typically our physical therapist or assistant will do some type of manual stretching, massage therapy, or range of motion on that patient. And after the initial visit, we typically see patients 2 to 3 times a week for 4 to 6 weeks.
LionsPTLV.com, 702-476-0222.
Hello, friends. This is Thomas Johnson from Joe's Seafood Prime Steak and Stone Crab. Need a great idea for lunch or dinner? Your best bet is Joe's, one of the most popular dining destinations on the Strip. Joe's provides the ideal setting for private parties with accommodations for up to 150 guests. Stop by to see us at the Forum Shops at Caesars and ask for Thomas Johnson, your maitre d'.
And don't forget to make a reservation. Look, if you want to watch the NFL draft, they've got a lot of TVs in the bar area tonight. So if you can have a phenomenal dinner and watch the draft, it'll be on one or two of the TVs, I'm sure. Game action will be on the other TVs. Or if you don't want to watch anything and sit in their spectacular dining room and get the best service in town, make your reservation. 702-792-9222. That's the number at Joe's. Ralph, what do we have today?
You know, thanks for bringing me in yesterday for that loser on telling people I came in because it was that important. You know, I have an angle that I wouldn't bet, but it's so interesting that I think I'm just going to mention it and count it as our angle. The Miami Marlins or the Florida Marlins have not won a Thursday game in 2 years.
Really?
Since the 2017 season. They're 0-18 on Thursdays last year and this year. Now, you want to talk, and you think the Marlins
How does that
stink.
happen? That's just so weird.
Yeah, you think the Marlins stink. So the average line was plus 154 going 0-18. But how about this? On the run line, when their average line is minus 132, they're 1-17. As a 132 favorite, you're 1-17. So, again, it's worth noting. I wouldn't bet it. It's a fun fact.
You know what it's
like?
like?
It's incredible.
It's kind of like, well, no, it's not exactly the same thing. I was going to say it's like flipping a coin, and if it comes up heads 10 times in a row, heads are on a roll.
Right. You have a bad team,
But that's a 50-50 prop anyway. This actually isn't, because, like, for instance, tonight, they're big dogs again.
It's the getaway
supposed to lose the
day,
game.
and but the thing that caught me as surprise was the run line. A 132 favorite, 1-17.
Wow. Wish I'd have known about that one. I was like, but the thing is, sometimes you can catch on to a weird angle like that.
To go through a season,
I know.
and now 2 seasons.
But look, I mean, sometimes weird angles keep winning. The Kyle Freeland at home, first 5 under angle. Yeah. What is it now, like 29-4? Or some ridiculous thing? It just keeps winning.
When you're at the bar tonight, you say September 28th, 2017 was the last time they won on a Thursday.
The NFL draft is tonight, and we want to talk a little bit about that. We'll get to the late night baseball previews if we have time. If not, hell, okay. We're going to talk quarterbacks here because everybody's got different opinions on the different positions and what each team should do. But this is still. It's all about the QBs as far as the mass appeal of the NFL draft is concerned. Now, I don't think there's any question about that. A lot of people are going to tune out for a while after Kyler Murray gets selected tonight, and they'll tune back in when it's time for Haskins to get selected because he's probably going to be the second quarterback drafted, I would think. Who do you think is the – Ralph Michaels is here. Jared Justice is producing the show. I'm Dave Cook. We're going to bring Jared in a second, too. I'll tell you who I think the best value is tonight among the quarterbacks. And it's not one of the first 4. I think it's Will Grier. I really like Grier. He can throw the ball long. To me, he can make all the throws. I don't think he'd be ready to step right in and play first-string quarterback in the National Football League. But you put Grier in the right situation where he can sit for a year and watch someone else and learn, kind of like Pat Mahomes did.
Same offense. I was just going to bring that up.
Yeah.
Exact same Texas Tech offense.
Yep. Or other, if you put him behind a Breeze in New Orleans, or a Brady in New England, or an Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay, or a Roethlisberger in Pittsburgh, for that matter, where you've got an aging quarterback, and at some point in the next year or two, you're probably going to see retirement. Roethlisberger is going to stick around a couple more years.
Just signed 2 more years yesterday.
I assume Rodgers is, but Breeze and Brady are pretty close to the end of the line, and those teams could be destinations for Grier, where maybe they even move up a little bit to get him at the end of the first round or do something in the second round. The Redskins might make a move because they need a quarterback. But I like Will Grier, and I think in terms of value, I think he's the best of the whole bunch, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, I mean, you make a good point on that. If I had to pick a quarterback out of this draft, and, we talked prior to getting here, I mean, the quarterbacks last year that all started in the NFL all had success. That's the only reason 3 are going in the first round this year.
But I thought it was I thought it was a higher grade of quarterback.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No question. I mean, when your top quarterback was supposed to be the kid out of Oregon and he decides not to come out, the guy that I look at that I say could have potential is Ryan Finley because
See his Wonderlic score?
I did not.
Oh. Well, he was number 1.
Was he? Okay.
He's 43 or something.
Plus, he has touch. You can't teach touch. You can teach deep passes, which he doesn't throw a good deep ball, and I think that's why he keeps falling back. But he has so much touch. I think he has as much touch as anyone. So when you're 6'4" and you're smart, like you said, and have touch, I think you can learn to throw the deep ball.
And when you're 6'5" and you're a big guy and you can run, you look for all the world like a star. But Jared Justice will tell you something about Thomas Jones that indicates otherwise. Our producer steps in for an opinion on NFL quarterbacking.
It's just that the thing with Daniel Jones is, okay, he looks like if we got scouts into a room and said, design this quarterback, it's how he would draw them. Like it's how he looks the part, but he wasn't that good at Duke. He looks like a quarterback out of Central Casting.
Yeah.
Like he looks like if Hollywood needed to make a movie about high school football, he would be the starter that beats up on the
He would be Sunshine?
Kind of, but more like Varsity Blues
I know
type.
what you're talking about.
Yeah, like, who doesn't? Remember the Titans.
Remember the Titans, yeah.
There's that whole medieval like scouting mentality of his hands are too small or his arms are too short, even though they're like a quarter of an inch below what prototypical is. This guy checks all the boxes of like he looks good. Why can't he play well? If he looks the way you want him to look, why doesn't he play good?
Well, I have again, this is going back to my Phil Steele days that, people talk about high school recruiting and going into college and what star you are, and a lot of guys can get better. But when you're a 5-star recruit like Lawrence is at Clemson, you look like a 5-star recruit and you went through that training.
That's the
Jones was just a 3-star recruit coming out. I mean, he wasn't that player out of high school that went to these camps and impressed everyone. Lawrence is a player right now that would be the first pick in the draft if he could come out this year.
There's no question about it.
Yeah.
He would be a runaway first pick. And by the way, he's the guy who looks like sunshine.
Yes.
Okay.
Good point.
He really does.
Yeah.
Good stuff, Jared. I happen to agree with you on Thomas Jones because he is, for all the world, the artist's rendition of a quarterback, perfect. But he was okay, but not great. And that was in a David Cutcliffe-designed offense in a conference where they didn't play a whole lot of pass defense.
And those that don't know, David Cutcliffe coached the Mannings.
Yes, great.
Yes, he's part of the Manning camps, and he knows these kids growing up early. So if that's the best you could do under that tutelage, then that's what, that's your limit.
Jared, good stuff. I appreciate that. And we'll see how it unfolds tonight. To me, that's the most fun part of the NFL draft is watching to see if anybody goes into panic mode over getting a quarterback who might not be that good anyway. We'll take a break. We'll come back, and we will get to our marquee matchup, Nuggets in Spurs, Game 6.
The Las Vegas Sportsline.
And with John Lyons from Lyons Physical Therapy, and it's not just you at LPT. You've got a staff of really experienced, qualified people.
Yeah, Dave, we have 3 other physical therapists on staff with combined over 50 years experience with those other 3 physical therapists. Our therapists specialize in different treatments. We do some trigger point dry needling. We do a lot of manual therapy involving massage, joint mobilizations. We also have physical therapy assistants and massage therapists that help treat our patients' injuries.
LionsPTLV.com, 702-476-0222.
What's hot today? It's time for the WagerTalk Marquee Matchup of the Night. WagerTalk.com. Start winning now.
The San Antonio Spurs are facing elimination tonight. They're down 3-2 as they play host to the Denver Nuggets. This has been a pretty good first-round series. And I think popular theory tonight is going to say that, hey, it's Greg Popovich at home in an elimination game, I'm not betting against the Spurs. And you know what? I don't find anything to disagree with on that. I think the Spurs are good enough to get through Denver in this game and force a Game 7. And I do like Popovich to find a way to win this game.
I agree. You know, I think the game is decided by Derek White, the second-year point guard for the Spurs. He had a couple bad games. Back at home, I think he gets it done. You have the crowd playing behind you. But I will give you a number negative, although I lean with the Spurs. NBA home teams down 3-2 as a small favorite, like the Spurs are in. This goes back to 2003. They're only 11-21 straight up, 10-22 against the spread. So that's home teams down 3-2 from a pick'em to -4 points.
Okay. Now, it should be noted, I guess you could say, that in each of these cases, because it's of the way the seeding is, it's the lowest seeded team every time is going to be the home team in Game 6.
Yes.
So the perceived better team based on the regular season is always the road team, so it's not so surprising that they've done quite well in that situation.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to see how that breaks down in terms of first half and full game, because I think it's a situation where backs against the wall, team coming out, the team down is going to come out on fire, and I'd be interested to see what
I could tell you.
Okay.
Average first half score, even though these teams are only 11-21 straight up, average first half score 49.0 to 46.6.
In favor of who?
The home team.
So the value then would be, if you like the Spurs, bet them in the first half.
At least historically.
Okay. Yes, based on that. WagerTalk.com. I saw an email today, and it had something. I see it was either yesterday or today. I can't remember because I get like 9 million emails.
1 day
every day.
draft day special,
Oh,
33% off. Anyone.
Oh, really?
Anyone.
Okay.
Football.
That's pretty good. So buy the football. Well, in that case, I'll mention this.
Yep.
I was number one in college football. I think I've been number one 2 years in a row.
Who was right behind you?
2 years in a row. Wager Talk number one college football. I think we've hit like 64. I think it's 64% or right around there. It might be 63%.
It's like your third straight year, almost the exact percentage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Been nice and consistent. So that's a pretty good deal. If you want to sign up today only it is?
Today only.
Okay.
You go to WagerTalk.com, go to your Dave Koken's page, and you'll see the packages listed, and you'll get that special taken off.
Not bad. One thing I will note, if you do that, by the way, I like to put our games early in the week. So you must have, if you're betting with an old school bookmaker who doesn't put up the games till Saturday or late in the week, you're not going to get the games at the right number. You got to be able to bet early in college football.
A shout out to you. I would say out of an average of 20 games, 19 moved at least a point and a half or 2 points from those games you gave out early in the week.
If you're this is why, and I'll make this real quick, this is why these guys that make a huge deal out of closing line value
shouldn't even be involved.
It's such a crock, okay? I get closing line value on almost every football game I play. If they did it that way, I'd be hitting over 90%, and that's not an exaggeration. It's still about picking winners and losers, okay? The closing line value, it's nice if you beat the market, but that's not, I'll argue this till the end of time, that's not what determines whether you're a winner or a loser.
Completely agree with you.
You're still going to pick the winners, okay? I wish it was that easy. If that's all I had to do, tell me which way the line's going to move. I'd be a god. It doesn't work out that way. Okay, let's go to our Lions physical therapy play of the day.
It's the LPT Play of the Day. Tonight's best bet from Lions Physical Therapy. Your 5-star rated specialists.
Go ahead, Ralph. You pick it. We didn't talk about this.
Well, I passed today. So if you're going to ask me, I'm going to use your first 5 under in Cleveland and Houston.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Cole and Bauer, first 5 under. Under 4, -110. Indians versus Astros. Thanks to Tony D and Will Bernanke from CG Sportsbooks. Get down to one of their locations to enjoy the draft tonight. For Ralph Michaels and Jared Justice, I'm Dave Koken. We hope you have a great night. We'll do it again tomorrow on the Las Vegas Sportsline.